And I've been reading through the comments, guys, comment after comment, asking me to do more actionable how-to style videos when it comes to advanced music marketing. So if that's what you guys want, then that's what this is going to be. This video will literally change your life if you take action and follow through on what I'm about to teach you. I'm going to repeat that again. If you're watching this video and you follow through and take action on what I'm about to teach you, it can change your life. Now, if you're the cynical type that gets super excited to tell me in the comments below that this stuff doesn't work, newsflash. You're only saying that because you're hiding behind cynicism to make yourself feel better about your mediocre life, and you're too lazy to put in the work. If you don't like that, find another video. This video is for the winners. This video is for the driven. This video is for the doers. If you're none of those three, then you have no business watching this, so find another video because we're about to get to work. What's going on, guys? Adam Ivy, sellmusic.com, here to help you go further, faster in your music career by sharing proven marketing techniques and strategies to help you transform that passion for making music into a legitimate business that's going to provide you with freedom and fulfillment. Two of the most important things in life in general. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a personalized success blueprint that will increase your productivity, sharpen your business focus, and grow your music-based income. Now, on top of that, I'm also going to share with you a step-by-step marketing strategy that I developed for Instagram that has multiplied my income, my business growth, and my following faster than ever before, even here on YouTube. Now, before I show you that, let's recap what happened in the previous video. In the last video I showed you what was possible with music. We talked about the countless lies that we've been told by the music industry for years now, for decades. And I showed you why we need to adapt a new mindset of what's possible. I also shared the 3 freedoms of purpose-driven music creation with you. And if you haven't done this yet, make sure that you go and watch that video as soon as you're done watching this video, just because I don't want you to miss that. Now, I want to get right into it so we can start seeing your momentum build, which is really important when it comes to growing a music-based brand and business. So something one of my mentors taught me a long time ago that really impacted me, really changed my life, was how to design a framework or a roadmap to get what we want out of life and business. Now, I learned this years ago, and since then I've refined the formula to be even more effective and specific for the music space. Now, I call this technique the reverse intuition success blueprinting because this isn't what we were taught in school, and those that are too afraid to dream might think we're crazy. We're not trying to be like those people though, so it doesn't matter. Let's just get into it. So I highly recommend using a pen and paper to work through this with me, but if all you have is a phone, then just use what you have. Don't overthink it. Now, what I want you to do is write out in great detail what your ideal life looks like 12 months from now. 12 months, what does it look like? Really take your time with this, guys. If you have to, pause the video to really make sure that you're doing everything thoroughly. Write down everything you envision. Now, to start, what does your living situation look like in that moment? What does the furniture feel like on your fingertips? What does your interior of your brand new car smell like? What's the weather like in that moment? Now, I want you to dig a little bit deeper in this moment as far as what's going on with your music. What artists or producers have you worked with? How big have you grown your following? How many thousands or millions of people have heard your music? I want you to write this all down in so much detail that if somebody who didn't know you were to read it, they would think that they were reading a biography. Now, once you have this written down, you're already at an advantage because the vast majority of people in the world never solidify their vision and find clarity in it. That's why most people fail. All right, so now we know exactly where we want to be, but how do we get there? So on a separate piece of paper, I want you to make 3 lists of 3. A bit of a tongue twister, but don't worry, this won't take long. So first and foremost, I want you to write out 3 things that are holding you back, then 3 of your strengths, and then finally 3 things that you've been told by others about your music, so feedback from others. Now, this is how we establish what obstacles that we need to take care of first, how to break through those using our unfair advantages, which are those strengths, and finally optimizing our self-belief system based on the 3 things that we listed when it comes to what other people have to say about your music. So what has this done for us so far? Well, we've now established a starting point and a time-sensitive destination to attack. This gives us clarity as well as some sense of urgency, which are 2 key components when starting and scaling a music career. All right, guys, sorry, I feel like I was just talking at 2x, so I had to just take a quick break. Now, there's a huge difference between thinking about something and writing it down in such great detail like you just did. But I don't want this video to be all about the mindset side of things, so I just want to jump into a marketing strategy that I developed for Instagram that's going to help you get more sales, more streams faster, while building that following and boosting audience engagement more than you ever thought possible. Oh, and quick side note, guys, to be completely transparent, the strategy that I'm about to teach you is not based off theory. This is something that I developed, that I have applied, and has worked. It's multiplied my income, multiplied my opportunities, grown my following over on Instagram faster than ever before, and that's even after the dreaded algorithm change that went into play a few weeks ago, so pay attention. All right, so I'm going to dive right into this, so make sure that you're taking notes. Now, this is what I call the Instagram Stories funnel because we're going to be leveraging the Instagram Stories function to funnel listeners and convert them into paying customers. This is typically a 7-post funnel, with each post having a very specific job to do, and as a team, they're incredibly effective. All right, so let's jump right into post number one. This is designed to build hype and gain audience attention. This is what I call a warm-up post. For this, you want to post a couple hours up to, I'd say, 18 hours before post number two, which will be then the high-quality song or instrumental snippet. Now, a post like this is used to inform your audience that you're going to be releasing something to build that micro hype. For this post, we'll be using a behind-the-scenes video, which work very well with a short audio preview. Now, this doesn't have to be a video, but it's much more effective that way. And also keep in mind that enthusiasm and excitement work wonders in building hype when it comes to a post like this. Now, to trigger audience engagement and to build energy, we want to use two polls as overlays on this Instagram Stories post. Crazy enough, studies show that the engagement goes up by over 23% when using two polls rather than just one, and in my experience, that's definitely true. I can't really explain why, I just figure that there's more things to fidget around on the screen, therefore two is better than one in this case. I typically use a very simple question and then add a slider for good measure. Now, with that being said, that is all you need for post number one. Now, I'm going to take a second and show you an example of what I would post as my post number one.
Hey, I got a puppy new days. Now haters are calling me crazy. When I took her for a walk, she stopped walking cause she got lazy. She cuter than most other dogs, and she ain't afraid to show it. When it comes to being told she cute, it don't face her, she already know it. She daisy.
Now, keep in mind, this is only an example. I want you to be creative with this. I want this to feel like you. You don't have to copy me. Just use what I'm showing you as a guideline. And at the end of this training, I will show you my entire funnel with all the posts in sequence so you can really get a picture of how this operates, how this works. So with that being said, let's get to post number two. So post number two will be us releasing the song or instrumental. This needs to be a high quality content post, guys. So really pay attention to detail here and do not be lazy. Make sure it's a song or instrumental preview of 30 to 60 seconds. It can be longer if you so choose, or if you have a sick hook that you want to get to, and maybe that's a minute 30 in, but it needs to be in multiple posts. You can use an app called Cut Story to split up the video into 15-second clips for Instagram stories, since that's the time limit that we have to work with. I suggest doing it that way. It's super easy. It's in the Apple App Store. I'm not sure if Cut Story is available for Android, but if it is, it's a great app. I highly recommend it. Now, you can do this manually through a video editor and just cut the long clip into 15-second clips, but doing it from your phone is much easier. Now, we want to try to use either a high-quality image using the dimensions of 1080 by 1920 pixels, that is, or a video-audio visualizer. Those work very well. Don't be afraid to be creative with this, guys. These are only suggestions for how to deliver the content. I'm just giving you the roadmap of what the posts need to have. Now, you could do this in a few different ways. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a video. It can just be a still image with the audio playing behind it. It can be a recording directly from your phone, playing the song from your phone, from Spotify, from whatever, and just use that as the post. But I really want you guys to keep in mind that this should be eye-catching. This should be something that people stop on, because if it's boring, you're not going to have your audience's attention. Now, again, we're going to use a poll question overlay for this, but we're not going to ask a question. We're just going to feature answers like hot, nope, fire, warm, I need this, maybe next time, which we're using to establish interest and to qualify leads. Now, feel free to throw in a slider if you have room on this post, but don't make this post overly cluttered. So now that you have post number two taken care of, let's get into post number three. All right, guys, so I wanted to jump in between steps so I could recommend a couple new additions to the IG Stories overlay library, which is available for all of us. Now, it's chat and countdown. Now, it's just like it sounds. Chat on any post will allow a group conversation for that exact post, which is going to build up momentum. It's going to build up engagement, which is what we're looking for. Also, the countdown timer is incredibly powerful for any release of music, a video, some merch for that matter. It doesn't matter, because this countdown timer is going to count down, and it's going to give your audience the ability to have notifications turned on. So when it gets down to 0, not only is it going to ramp up that engagement like we're talking about, but it's also going to remind them of whatever you're releasing, which in my opinion, that's automation, and that's extremely powerful and ramps up the effectiveness of this entire funnel strategy. So what I want you to do is, I don't want you to do too many overlays on each of these, but I want you to experiment, because this is all about fun. This is all about taking your audience and bringing them along with you on this journey. So anyway, let's get back to it. So post number 3 is what I call the pre-ask hook and price introduction. This is a post asking what the viewer would be interested in paying for the song or instrumental. This post can be a still photo or even just a black background. Guys, don't overthink this one. Now we'll be using a poll overlay to lead to a specific price point such as 99 cents, $2.49, with the question, how much would you pay for this? Or pick your price. Now obviously if you're selling beats, the example would be more expensive because usually beats don't go for 99 cents or $2.50, but for this example I'm referencing a single on iTunes. Now, always offer the lower price option as your ideal asking price. This is a mental trigger since most people are going to choose the lower price option. The higher proposed price mentally positions them with a perception that the lower cost would be a better value. Now, post number 4 is what I call the ask introduction. This is where the gates open to buy your music, but very passively. In this post, we're going to use a call to action to get your audience to the direct checkout area for your music. If you have a business account on Instagram with enough followers to have access to the swipe up feature, this works great as well. Now, we want to make this post exciting and eye-catching by using GIF overlays, bold, clean text, and clear instructions. You can use resources such as Canva, Photoshop, or even mobile apps such as WordSwag, which I highly recommend, to really up the level of design for this post. Just keep in mind that the best image size for Instagram story posts is 1080 by 1920. Now, if you don't have the swipe up function on your Instagram account yet, don't get discouraged, it's not a problem. Just post the link to buy your song or instrumental or album as your main Instagram profile bio link. This link takes your audience directly to the sales page. Then in the post, you'll want to reference link in my bio or something similar so they know exactly where to go. Make the sales process as easy as possible. Now, if you do have the swipe up feature, then I recommend using it here with a clear call to action to swipe up. And once you have that completed, you're done with post number 4. Now, here's where it gets really fun. Post number 5 is what I call the humanized mass direct ask. It'll make sense in a second. This post is specifically designed to thank your audience for the engagement and express excitement. It's super important to keep the energy high with this post. We want to utilize a verbal call to action in this one. Something like swipe up to check out the full beat song. Or if you don't have the swipe up feature, no problem. Just say, just tap on my profile circle in the corner and you'll find the direct link on my Instagram profile. You can also add text to this post as an overlay with the URL, but I suggest just driving them to your music through your main profile link or a swipe up. Now, you want to emphasize the low cost to buy and ask for support via purchase, but keep in mind that this is a soft ask. We don't want to pressure them. So real quick, I'm going to show you what kind of content I would create for a post number 5, and then we'll get into post number 6. All right, major news alert. Daisy and I have been in the studio all day. She's passed out. We've been making hits. New single, Swipe Up. We'll go to the link that's on the screen now to cop that new single. All right, so post number 6 is used as social proof. So what social proof is when people see others trusting you, your product, or your service. Think of it as passive word of mouth. This is why social influencers are so popular and in such high demand. For this example, it's going to show them that others are buying from you and enjoying your music. Now, if you're just getting started, you might not be able to use this step, but it's something that you definitely want to do in the future. Now, for post number 6, to really show social proof, what we want to do here is screenshot and repost when others post or comment on your release. This is a great way to thank your audience publicly for their support via shoutouts and including their username. This post is designed to keep what I call the hype curve stable and avoid abrupt fall off. So think of the hype curve as energy over time. You want that momentum, that excitement, that energy to last as long as possible and stay as high as possible. So now that you have post number 6 taken care of, we are ready for post number 7, which is the final step, but it's actually not a post at all. It's actually a personal follow-up. As the last step in the Instagram Stories funnel, we want to personally follow up via Instagram DM to every qualified user who voted on how much they would be willing to pay in post number 3. Instagram shows you a list of everyone who engaged in that post, and these individuals are what we like to call warm leads. Doing the follow-up is quick and easy. You just want to send a short introduction DM with a thank you, and then ask for the purchase and include a link. Now, just off the top of my head, here's an example. I would say something along the lines of, let's say I'm sending a DM to a guy named Greg. I'd say, hey Greg, I just wanted to start off by thanking you for checking out my song or my beat in the Instagram Stories yesterday. I noticed that you had responded to the poll and that you'd be willing to pay 99 cents for the song, so I actually decided to price it at that. Now, I'm not sure if you saw the link to go grab the single or beat, but if not, you can make great use of $1 and really help me out here, and then include the URL. Thanks again for the support, I really appreciate it. Adam. Now, obviously, those are my words, that's coming from me. If it doesn't sound like something that you would say, then don't use it. If it does, feel free to use that as a template. Now, a quick cheat code to this is by using video DM for an even more personal touch and higher conversion. Now, I know some people are shy, including myself at times, so if you prefer just the traditional text DM, there's nothing wrong with that either.
Hey, I got a puppy new days. Now haters they calling me crazy. When I took her for a walk, she stopped walking cause she got lazy. She cuter than most other dogs, and she ain't afraid to show it. When it comes to being told she cute, it don't face her, she already know it. She Daisy. Hey, I got a puppy named Daisy. Now haters they calling me crazy. When I took her for a walk, she stopped walking cause she got lazy. She cuter than most other dogs, and she ain't afraid to show it. When it comes to being told she cute, it don't face her, she already know it. She Daisy the doodle, ayy. She Daisy the doodle, ayy. One half of a golden, the other half poodle, ayy. She Daisy the doodle, ayy. She Daisy the doodle, ayy. One half of a golden, the other half poodle, ayy.
All right, major news alert. Daisy and I have been in the studio all day. She's passed out. We've been making hits. New single, Swipe Up. Or go to the link that's on the screen now to cop that new single. Now, with the final step out of the way, you're ready to save all of those posts as Instagram profile highlights, which allow you to keep them forever if you want. Now, my Instagram Stories funnel is designed to be fun and engaging, but behind that, it's a crazy powerful marketing tool that you can make adjustments to and use for not only music, but for anything you're trying to promote. So in my Sell Music Masterclass, I'm going to teach you step by step how to mainstream your brand and increase that music-based revenue that you need to bring in if you want to do music as a full-time career, and I'm going to show you how to do that. You're also going to learn how to dominate on YouTube and multiply your income streams with a few things that I promise you you're not currently doing. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to share a real quick case study with you that I think is really going to inspire and show you what's possible with purpose-driven music marketing. So a buddy of mine and someone I really respect is Dylan Graham. He used to go by the name of DG Beats, if that rings a bell, and he's the owner of Make Real, Listen Real, as well as Sample Plug. He's a music producer that's originally from Toronto, Ontario, up in Canada. He's been making music for a little over 15 years now. He started off playing in hardcore bands when he was 11 or 12, just a kid, right? Now, roughly 10 years ago, he started producing hip-hop and R&B beats, and he didn't actually start making a living off of this stuff until about 4 years ago. Now, just 6 months prior to being able to quit his full-time job and pursuing a music career, he was living in St. Petersburg, Florida, working canvassing jobs, which, if you don't know what that is, especially in Florida, it's knocking door to door in 95+ degree weather, trying to get people to invest in solar, or, as he put it, getting doors slammed in his face for a living. Now, Dylan told me that that was pretty much the lowest point in his entire life up to that point. He ended up going completely broke, having to stuff all of his belongings into his rundown car, drive all the way back home to his hometown in Canada, and move back into his mom's basement. He spent the next 4 or 5 months studying email marketing and brand development, various advertising strategies, and making lots and lots of beats. Long story short, after 2 months of implementing what he had learned about purpose-based music marketing, he went from making a max of like $1,000 a month to now averaging $7,000 to $10,000 every single month. Now, this is just a preview of one case study that's going to be included in the Sell Music Masterclass. Now, in my Sell Music Masterclass, I'm going to be sharing a total of 8 case studies with you. So in addition to all of that how-to information, I'm also going to be giving you detailed examples of how music creators just like you and I are using purpose-driven music marketing to transform their lives. I'm super excited, and this is going to be incredible. This is going to be epic, and I'm really excited to share this with you. Now, you guys have been asking, so in the next video, I'm going to break down exactly what's all included in my Sell Music Masterclass. I'm also going to talk about something that I like to call the music freedom formula. I'm going to show you exactly how all the different pieces of the puzzle work together to develop a music-based business that's going to give you the freedom to create full-time. Oh, also guys, make sure that you mark this date in your calendar like right now. So my Sell Music Masterclass is going to launch to the public on Monday, July 22nd. But a day before that is when it's going to launch to everyone who's on that early bird waiting list. So Sunday morning, I'm going to send out a special early bird registration link to everyone that's on that early bird waiting list. So make sure that you put your name and your email on that list. You can find a link to do that directly underneath this video. Just click there, enter your email, join the early bird waiting list, and you're going to have early access to the registration page before it launches to the public. Now, I tell you that because once the program launches to the public, I know for a fact that it's going to sell out fast. So make sure that you get your name and your email on that early bird waiting list, because that's going to be your best bet to actually be able to get a spot in the program. Now, with that being said, there's just one more thing that you need to do. Now, of course, I want to hear from you guys. So in the comments below, let me know what you're excited about. Let me know what you've learned in this video. Let me know if you're already on that early bird waiting list or if you're planning on going there right now. If you want to enroll in the Sell Music Masterclass, it's going to be your best bet to have a chance to get your seat and have a transformative experience through a course that you've never experienced before. Now, as always, I appreciate you joining me for this video, and I can't wait to join you in the next one.
Welcome to the Sell Music Masterclass, where we give you, the creator, proven advanced strategies with actionable tactics and techniques to help you monetize your music and develop a powerful online brand. With your instructor, Adam Ivy.